Hey, what's up, guys? Gonna do a little collection update for you. Haven't done one of these in a while, and I've been, bought a ton of stuff, and then I've let some stuff go, and just gonna kind of give you an update of what I have currently in the collection now. Got some really neat pieces that I picked up recently. Most of you guys have seen them if you watch my my videos at all, but anyway, I'll start off on this side. I've got a Paramilitary 2 going into productions. Actually went out and got the first one I got was an S90V. This one's an all black and S30V. Just really smooth knives, very cool, great pieces to have. The Paramilitary 2 and the S90V, and I put this sucker to use. It's pretty cool knife. I would love to change out the scales on this. It's peel ply carbon fiber. It's very light. I mean, this is a very awesome carry knife. Cuts really well. I actually sliced myself on this one day. But I'd like to get some cooler scales, just my personal preference. And then one of the most recent productions that I got was a actual military with the new crewwear steel. I've already cut myself with this. This sucker came out freaking just crazy sharp. This one's got the gray G10 scales on it. Again, very light. Militaries are pretty big freaking knives, so she's a good size, but very cool. I'm interested to put the crewwear steel to work. I've heard really good things about it. So anyway, let's stick with the productions for now. Benchmade Skirmish. I don't know that I'll sell this one. This is just a really neat knife. Haven't used it for anything. Haven't carried it a lick. It is literally mint, but I just like the way the design is. So I mean, who knows what I'll do, but I think I'm gonna keep this one. So, but anyway, still got my ZT 0560 CBCF with the carbon fiber scales. Very cool user type knife with the S110V dual composite blade, which is really cool. Good knife, just don't really use it that much. And then the 0300 ST. This one doesn't want to focus, but cool knife. Bought this when I was jonesing to get a new knife in, and this is the assisted opening, so it fires extremely well. So that's, I got a couple productions, but not very many. Next up, Chris Reeve, Sebi 25. Haven't carried this at all. Literally is just sitting here collecting dust, and every once in a while I'll pick it up and mess around with it. Very cool knife though. So Ben's a smooth, is what they say. So that's what most of my productions. I'll pull out one production up top too, just to give you guys an idea. Rockstead Shin. If you haven't checked out my Instagram yet, my Instagram name is GKTII, and I did a cut test with a phone book with the Shin. This thing is just like, I will say this, if Jim Skelton did a video on this and talked about how great this knife is. This is a production knife from Japan. But when I tell you that it is as custom as any custom I own, I'm not kidding you when I say that. This blade is just unbelievably sick. It is by far the sharpest knife that I've ever held, touched, owned, or anything else. And if you ever have the opportunity to grab a Rockstead, you would be a complete fool not to do it. It is so smooth. It makes the Subbenza, I mean, look at that. It makes the Subbenza look like it's just like rocks in the bearings. I mean, or washers or whatever. But this knife is beyond smooth. So guys, I'm telling you, it's expensive as hell, and I get it. This is a freaking badass knife. take my word for it. Take Jim's word for it. Anybody else that you've seen with a Rockstead, they're all happy, which is why you don't see them for sale. So anyway, enough on that. So that's all my productions. So moving on to some customs. I'll move this stuff out of the way, make it easier for me to get to it. Actually, we're getting a couple more productions, what they call mid-techs. I've got my Tide Bag Bodega in the G10, orange and black. I do carry this one every once in a while. Just a awesome flipper. And some of these are really dirty, so I apologize. I haven't cleaned them up lately. But as far as smoothness, this is one of the smoothest knives I have. You see that? I mean, this thing just flies out, and when you go to close it, it just falls. Look. Unbelievable. That's what you get on IKBS with Tide Bag. So anyway, again, another knife. If they're not making these anymore. Who knows if they ever will. They're making the field grades. But these are the titanium ones. If you ever have an opportunity to get one of these, again, don't hesitate. Just pick it up. Trust me. The one I carried tonight for Halloween was my black gold Bodega. Why won't this thing focus tonight? There we go. Colors aren't really showing like they are here, but this is gold, lightning strike carbon fiber. Perfect centering. Black gold iced pocket clip. Back spacer. And this one is freaking awesome as well. Love this knife. It's one of the ones that's going to be with me for a long time. Again, smooth. Just awesome. These are great knives, so if you get an opportunity, grab it. Anybody who's anybody better know what this is. This is the R.J. Martin Q36 with the carbon fiber backspacer that you cannot tell the difference between the titanium or the backspacer. And I need to do a review on this knife, guys. I mean, I apologize that mostly I do unboxings, and they were coming in so fast that I really didn't have a lot of time to be doing multiple videos a night. But the ergonomics of this knife are just crazy. Everybody knows the flipping on it is insane. Probably the best flipper on the market. Next, you know, really close with my Shear Goros, which we'll talk about in a minute. But this is a just a great knife, and I apologize for this thing. It wants to focus in on the knives behind it, so I'll have to keep doing this all night. Anyway, the contouring of this blade, I mean the scales on this, as you can see, it's fatter through here, thinner through here, and it just feels just fantastic in the hand. So R.J. Martin, another smooth one, so gotta flip that one more time. R.J. Martin Q36, hard to find, but awesome. Next up, Kirby Lambert Snap MGT, anodized, customized pocket clip, lightning strike carbon fiber. Awesome blade with dead centering on it. Looks off center because of the way he does it, but again, you know, I think we've talked about it before where he could do a better clip, but it's very functional. Again, anodized pocket clip on the back, anodized blue standoffs, and a flipping machine with the awesome, let me wipe this down again, really great blade, MGT multi-grind Tonto. Come on, focus. Just an incredible grind on this, and then it's got the straight grinds on the back side, the nice swedge up top. And again, we're talking about smoothness. It just falls into the blade, into the scales. I mean, on its own, just phenomenal knife. So again, another one that's very hard to come by these days. Kirby makes some very nice knives. I mean, literally, you cannot feel that. If you close your eyes, you would think this is one solid material, and you would have no clue that was changing into something else. The fit and finish on this knife is ridiculous. Just perfect. So anyway, Kirby makes great stuff. Next up, the infamous first ever murdered F3. One of my favorite knives right here. F3 is awesome. This is a 4-inch model. Love everything about it. Love what Chris did to it, and really bummed to hear he said he's not going to be doing any murder jobs anymore, or at least for the time being, because he just wants to concentrate on his own knives, which is cool too. But he just does such phenomenal work, down to the pocket clip, just everything about it, the anodizing, spine work. Just a big fan of what Chris does. So yeah, if he ever opens it up and you ever thought about getting something done, don't hesitate. It's worth it. Very cool knife. Obviously, we talked about my Rockstead shin up in the the top. Now we'll go into my beauties in the center. These are some of my favorite ones right now. I mean, I seem to love all my knives, but I picked this baby up, and it is just it's so nice. This has got the nicest blade of any knife I've ever held. I don't know what this is called. Somebody said something to me before. I called it Damasteel or Damascus, and somebody corrected me. I'm not sure what they call it, but to me it's Damascus, but I may be wrong. But this thing is awesome. It's an all-tie S90. The titanium has been bronzed, and I really thought at one point about sending this in to Chris Martin and having it murdered, but I thought, man, it might be a little bit too much with this blade. But this knife is super smooth, very sharp, which you wouldn't think a knife this size would be that sharp. But the grind is just crazy. I mean, look at that. And for it to be etched the way that it is, that it comes out like that, I mean, that is a gorgeous, gorgeous blade. You just don't find these this nice that often. So I was quite lucky to get a hold of this one. But again, I mean, this thing is a beast and very, very smooth at the same time. So anyway, that's another S90. Just picked this up recently. This is a Solo V4 with the carbon fiber show scale. Acid stonewash blade. Pretty dark. It's hard to even pick it up in the camera. And then this one is a titanium bronzed lockside. Very cool knife. I wanted to get the wanted to feel what the Solo was compared to the S90, and it's a little bit bigger, quite yeah, I wouldn't say it's a ton larger, but I'll do a video on the three of these together. Again, really smooth, great flipper. Actually, I was kind of weak on my part. Flips out great. So that's the Solo V4. It's going to be a long video if I keep going this slow. Next up is the awesome, and I've seen a couple of these come out. I was a little bummed by it, but the bolstered Daiwa S90 in lightning strike carbon fiber. This is titanium as well, but this one is not bronzed. It's just the regular grade titanium. But again, great flipper, done in the acid stonewash blade. Just really, really cool knife. So, got three of these babies right now. One of my recent acquisitions here is the Hoback Quayback. Came up on the forums. I snagged it as quick as I could. This one is all bronze titanium, which is pretty rare. And was just really, really stoked. I've been looking for it. I'm on the list for the mid-tech. But when this came up, I wasn't even thinking about waiting. I jumped all over it. It's got some residue from opening up some packages. The glue from the tape gets on there. So anyway, cool blade shape. Very, very smooth again. Falls right in. Just a very cool piece. Awesome flipper. Another one, guys, if you ever get the chance, don't hesitate on this stuff. Some of these things are so hard to find that when they come up on the forums, just take it. I mean, you don't even need to ask questions. As long as it's not beat to hell, and even if it is, it adds character. So, highly suggest one of those as well. Next up is one of the most custom knives that I have. Is the Broadwell Technis with the Mocha tie. This is kind of what I was talking about in a video I did earlier today on the Steve Kelly collision flipper. And I'll show you that in a minute. But David Broadwell is a true custom knife maker. The name of the company is Broadwell Studios. And these are very, very hard to get, and they're very, very expensive. He's on a 3-year wait. So again, if you find one and it's the opportunity to get one, you need to jump on it. Just a very smooth knife. Falls right down. Reminds me a lot of the Will Moon type flippers. But just a gorgeous, gorgeous knife. So in a neat blade shape as well. So big fan. David makes great stuff. Next up is going back to the Hoback. Got this one before I got the Quayback, but this is the A15 in the new series, the way he's doing his the carbon fiber scales, where it wraps around the pivot. Really, really cool piece. Same thing on the back side. Jake's logo. Wraps around the pivot as well. Very cool on the back spacer. It's one solid titanium piece. Come on. There we go. And integrated lanyard into the back of the back spacer. So great flippers again. A little pointy on the flipper. I wouldn't mind if he was to take that down just a scotch so it didn't crush your finger. But another great knife. God, we're pushing 17.5 minutes. Next up, we're going quicker, is my Sheargroff S95. I'm sorry, talking about S90. Sheargroff Mod 95 with the 3D scale titanium, lightly anodized blue, solid backspacer, and this is the multi-row bearing system in S9EV steel. When I tell you guys that this will never, unless I am losing my house, and I hope to God that never happens, but this is my favorite knife, and I can never see myself ever selling this. It is beyond smooth. Sheargroffs are just beyond hard to find, as you all know, and it's just a phenomenal knife. Loved it so much I picked up another one, but not with the multi-row. This just has regular bearings. It's solid gray, stonewashed titanium. Mod 95 again. This one has a very sharp flies out blade, S30V. And this one is very smooth as well. Just falls right in. You can adjust these by the pivot. I could make the other one do the same thing. I like it a little more tension than this, but flies out quick. So an unbelievable knife in the bearings. These are Sheargroff bearings. The other one is the multi-row with 48. I don't know if you guys knew that or not. This has a 5-row bearing system where there are 5 rows around the pivot with 48 bearings inside this knife. And they're beyond rare, so I'm never getting rid of that. So anyway, next up, Will Moon Mark 6 with the prototype harpoon blade. No, this is the shit. Forget what it's called. Well, whatever. You guys might know better than I do. It's like a hawkbill, I think is what he calls it. With the moon glow inlay inside the blade. And the moon glow in the jade here. He did that for me. It was actually what didn't have any moon glow in it when I bought it, but he added that for me, which was really cool of him. Just bought the prototype Mark 7 And I got a custom Mark 7 on order as well. Really excited to get that. I actually tightened up this pivot. This thing would literally guillotine you when you closed it. So I like it a little bit more now to where it's a little slower to close. And I won't hurt myself with it. So anyway, the Mark 7 prototype Hawkbill. Coming up next is one of my favorites as well. The Silver Lightning Strike carbon fiber in a red. This thing's gorgeous in person. Doesn't really show it as well on camera. But put this thing in the sunlight, it just glows red. It's really smooth, slick. This is the flip-flop bolster from Graham. So it's exactly flip-flop from what it is on one side to the other. So that's what he calls it. Then as you can tell, it's perfectly lined up. Just a great knife. This one has the regular drop point blade. CPM 154 CM with the Boss heat treatment on it. John Graham, man, he's a genius. Just the orange peel finish on the tie. This side acts as a rover travel stop. Great detent. Sucks it right in. Just awesome knife. So Graham's, another one. They come up. Don't goof around. Just grab it. Another one here, the Razzle from Graham as well. CP or 150 or CM with the Boss heat treatment on it as well. It's got the normal, I don't even know what kind of blade shape you call this, but it's super cool. It's one of the things I love most about the Grahams. Got the Damascus inlay. It's a little bit dirty, which is why it doesn't show up as bright. But this thing's really bright when I clean it and put some Windex on it. But my hands have been making it filthy. Damascus butt spacer, as they like to call. And then the pocket clip from Graham, which he's most known for. I know Jim Skelton had a problem with this once, I think when he was riding his motorcycle. And I totally get that. I haven't had a single issue with either one of mine. They both have the same clip. I put them in. It's never budged. I haven't ridden a motorcycle, but haven't had a single complaint. A single issue with it being moved at all. So they fit well in my pocket. So I'm a big fan of the pocket clips. Almost like you're looking at a pen. Just this part right here shows out of the pocket. So then last up, a Steve Kelly SK Knives. Shoot, I did a video on this earlier and I can't think. Collision flipper is what I think it is. Hand rub satin blade, carbon fiber inlay, and this is what I was talking about. It looks like the Broadwell Technus a little bit. Not quite the same, but it's got similar bolster to it. But cool knife. Very neat looking piece with the Lightning Strike carbon fiber clip. Rounded titanium. Makes it very smooth. So anyway guys, that's the collection. That's what I got going on so far. I got one more coming in tomorrow that everybody's gonna love. It's just gonna be awesome. And it's not coming in tomorrow, it'll come in Monday. This is Thursday evening, so it'll be shipped out Friday. Probably won't get to me until Monday. But anyway, look out for that on Monday. It's gonna be a really cool knife. So anyway, it's gonna take me all night to upload this, so I'm gonna cut it off here. But I appreciate you guys checking in on my channel. I'm up to almost 1,000 subscribers, which I cannot believe. I owe a lot of that, and I got to do a video for somebody else, but I owe a lot of that to some of the other guys that have been on here for a while, with Brian Dunn and Barry from New to Knives. Barry was really cool and did a video for me when I think I was at 200 subscribers or something, and just trying to help me build my channel. And I hope you guys like what I do. I have a lot of fun. It's been a great time so far, buying all these really cool knives and showing you guys all about them. And I hope to continue. So anyway, thanks for checking in again, and leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. Which knife's your favorite? Which do you think I should get rid of? I know half of you guys are going to bust my balls about selling you one or two of these, which happens every day, but I get it. If I saw a cool knife, I'd want to try to talk the guy into selling it to me too, but you never know. Nothing's permanent, so if there's something in here that you think you might want, never hurts to ask. The worst I can say is no. So anyway, guys, I really do appreciate it. Love you all, and I will talk with you soon. Take care.